Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows. Bros and shows. Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows.
Dorit simply asks, Kyle, can you marinate on this for a little while? Because we were close. And you don't do that because we were closer than you were with PK. But then you go on a confessional and say that PK's been a better friend lately. I will say that because Dorit left that part out. It was lately.
Yeah.
But the fact that you even said that about a woman who's in the same spot as you going through a separation, who has been your friend for years, is fucked up.
Yep.
That was a bad move. So she says, just sit on this for a while. I was in a bad place. And then Dorit's like, I was in a bad place, Kyle. Me too. Shut up. And then she's like, even when I was not friends with you and you lost your shit, stormed out of the spa event, I came up and comforted you. Mm-hmm. I put everything to the side and I still comforted you. And then the crystal falls on the ground and it's bad juju for everybody. The bottom line, and this is what we're going to miss now because Garcelle is gone, is Dorit wanted you to choose her, Kyle. Yep. Just like Sutton wanted you to choose her, Kyle. Are you not seeing a pattern, Kyle? And now we don't have that because Garcelle's gone, which sucks. But there's a clip of Bose saying on the Bravo's Hot Mic podcast saying that Kyle's a liar. And then Kyle gets upset again. I'm not a liar. Well, let me give you an example. You said it was memes and jokes. Then you read a text that's not memes and jokes. That is an omission. An omission is a lie. You are a liar. There's no other way to look at that. You lied. Example.
I love that liar has become the trigger word on Bravo.
What the fuck?
Everybody's worried about being a liar.
But they are all liars.
They're all liars.
So what is the problem? Just say whoops or just I don't even know. I don't know. It was just, it's so quite clearly a lie. And yet she continues to say it's not a lie. And then she goes, well, when I talked to PK at my house, and I was like, what?
Whoa.
What do you mean? She goes, oh, the agency party. There's an agency party. Guys, he wasn't just hanging out. He wasn't hanging out at my house. Yeah. It was with Mo.
Which is even messier, by the way, because you and Mo had separated at that point.
Yep.
You're having an agency party at the house, but you guys are separated. PK and Dorit also separating.
And you're talking to PK about Dorit.
And you're talking to PK.
About Dorit.
Well, you're not talking to Dorit.
Yeah.
But you don't see the problem with it.
And you're also trying to defend it saying, we were just talking about like that you and I aren't talking. It's like, oh, so you're divulging in her husband about things that you don't like about Dorit.
When she plays the semantics game too. And Dorit's like, you were talking shit. No, I wasn't talking shit. We were talking about you.
Yeah.
Like how you and I aren't close.
What were you saying? Nice things?
You weren't saying nice things. You weren't saying, I wish we could be closer. You just went on Amazon Live and said, hey, whoa, everybody back off. We're not as close as you guys think we are.
Yeah, it's exaggerated.
That's talking shit right there.
Correct.
So you're just doing more of that. That's still talking shit.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, like what she's upset about is that Kyle confides in PK, that you tell him things that you're not comfortable telling me as your closer friend. That's who you should be talking to.
Yep.
That's all it is. It's so simple. This is one of the easiest ones we've seen to understand, and yet she still can't understand it.
Any Kyle Dorit thing is so easy to understand.
Oh yeah, they usually are.
She's just, Dorit is so obsessed with Kyle's friendship, as is, a couple other people
else
in this cast.
Except Garcelle.
All you have to do is just, to get out of any situation, admit a little bit of fault and say, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, and Dorit will cry and give you a hug.
Correct.
That's all it takes.
Yep. But when I didn't think it could get any worse or any crazier, we find out that after the Oceanside snafu between Kyle and Dorit, Kyle went to her room and called PK and admits, like at least she admitted to this one. And it's like, that's a problem. It's a problem that you went from having a feud with his wife, whom you used to be friends with, and went and called her ex-husband or soon to be ex-husband. That's fucked up. You're taking information while you're still heated and talking to somebody that hates her.
Yeah.
What's that conversation like, Kyle? You guys are just, oh man, I hope you guys can figure it out because I just haven't been able to crack through. Is that what you said? Probably not. It was probably more along the lines of, you're not going to believe what this bitch just said to me. Because we've all vented to our people before.
Well, we've vented to people, but she doesn't have her husband anymore.
It's so
She can't call Mo.
So she's calling someone else's husband.
Calling someone else's husband. There's probably a long list of people that you could call, but maybe they don't want to hear from you about any of this shit.
Dude, it's like the way she ends it is peak Kyle Richards and peak Dorit. Because she's like, look, You're important enough to me. Not you're important to me. You're important enough to me to put this to the side. Okay, we both need support right now. So now you're drawing on her emotions. Oh, and I love you. So what you just did, you played to what she wants from you. And you know you did. You have not answered for anything that you've done other than I can see why that would bother you.
Yeah.
And it would bother me too. And then you end it with, you're important enough to me to put everything to the side. It's not your issue to push to the side, for starters. Then you half-ass own it. And then, fuck me, Dorit's like, couldn't ask for anything more. I'm like, you suck. You lost me. You were doing so good. And she says one manipulative thing. And you're like, I've been waiting for this all season. Can you hug me?
I mean, as much as it sucks in general, I was happy that it happened.
At least it ended.
I'm so done with it. I'm just so done with the feud, if you can even call it that. The one funny moment during all of that was talking about how they just need to sit down together one-on-one. Let's go get some lunch. We'll just talk it out. No cameras, no Bravo, no Andy. Andy's upset about that.
Sorry, Andy.
Andy's upset about that one.
He can come to our
He's
lunch.
upset not because he wasn't invited. He's upset because they're going to have this sit down and reconcile off screen.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Come on, guys.
We got to get cameras back up.
No.
I'm kidding. I don't want to see that. But we'll take a quick break here to talk to you guys about our friends over at Prolon. And look, it is a long stretch seemingly to get to the spring weather, to get to feeling better. I've got a quick fix for you. I've got the Prolon 5-day fasting. And that is the way to go. Steele and I just tried out their new next-gen 5-day program, delivering the same science-backed benefits in a cleaner, more convenient, and more flavorful format. And that's the thing when it comes to fasting. You don't really think about flavor. You think about eating dull foods. You think about maybe just drinking water the whole time, not eating food at all. Prolon's not like that.
No, and as somebody that's done a water fast, I can tell you this is so much better. And after the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, a long, cold winter, I wasn't feeling my best. So I was like, what do? I did Prolon 5-day fast, and it got me feeling right. It got me feeling better, got my brain feeling better, my gut health feeling better. I felt like I was ready to go and jump into the spring.
Absolutely. And they have a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, and beverages designed to nourish the body while keeping it in a fasting state, which triggers cellular rejuvenation and renewal. And I can't tell you guys enough. You guys got to try this one out. If you're feeling a little sluggish, if you're feeling a little bit not like yourself, this will give you the reset that you need. And for a limited time, you can be first in line to experience the new Next Gen program with special savings. Prolon is offering Bros and Shows listeners 15% off site-wide, plus a $40 gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolonlife.com/bros. That's PROLONLIFE.com/bros to claim your 15% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/bros.
But we can finally move on from Kyle and Dorit, and we get a little reprieve with Tilly, which was much needed, who is just a delight. She needs a full-time spot. I don't know what you have to pay her to get her there, but pay her every penny. I love that her bio says friend of.
She's leaning into it. It's so great.
It's awesome. She's just admitting, like, I am a huge fan, and sitting and watching these feuds is amazing. I love all this shit.
The fact that she brought up that little quote, too, to Dorit when Dorit came over, that Dorit had said to Denise Richards. Mm-hmm. It's like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, she's
fantastic.
Incredible. And the carnival ramble, like, she just rambled up there, which normally I'd be like, oh, but I loved every second of it. Yeah. And what I didn't like, and I'm nitpicking, for sure.
Go for it.
But what Santa Lucia, which I think it's St. Lucia. I don't think people call it that.
No, probably not.
But Bo's chiming in, I didn't have a problem with. But then when she looks at Andy, like, makes a face like, pfft, I'm like, hey, like, where did that come
leave her alone.
Like, why? She laughed it off.
She's a bright spot.
Yes.
This is comedic relief. This is fun time.
We need to relax for a second. Like, let her go. Let her say stupid shit.
No one, including the people in that room, had fun while Kyle and Dorit were going back and forth.
No, it was awkward as shit. But the only thing she really got called out for was the after show and about PK staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And it's not really that shady. It's just kind of a statement of fact. Like, can he afford to stay there? It's pretty fucking expensive. Now, she also is under the guise that every room is $25,000 a night because she stays in the bungalows.
Yeah.
It's not. PK still can't afford it. But I'm glad she got into the mix a little bit. I just don't think that this was that.
She got into the mix a little bit, but she was able to, which Dorit did not allow this to Sutton a little bit later. She was able to preface everything.
Sure.
Like, hey, I know you can feel how you want to feel, but this is what I was doing. I just kind of like let it out really quick, and I thought that it was $25,000 a night, but I'm thinking about the bungalows. I didn't know about that. Sorry.
Makes sense.
My bad. Cool. Great.
And then Dorit's response, I just felt like you like crossed over like the Witches of Eastwick or something. It's like, save it, man. Just
like, what are the options?
I don't know.
There are no options on this show to just be middle of the road.
You can no longer say things. You can no longer talk about things.
Not to mention, she's Sutton's best friend. The fuck do you think she's going to do? Go against her?
No.
Join up with you idiots?
She will admit that Sutton's wrong in certain scenarios, but like
about as middle as you're going to get. She's not going to go be friends with you losers.
I'm so sick of the fact that there's so many things off the table. This is too far. This is too far. Well, then what can we talk about? Because I don't want to talk about the shit y'all want to talk about. It's not interesting. It's not entertaining. The stuff that you refuse to talk about is what
going
everybody
through
wants.
separations. I don't want to deal with that shit.
No, like what?
Sounds fucking sad,
man. Or like, whatever. We move forward, and this shows you, this little one-off scene shows you that Garcelle's a real one because Tilly doesn't think before she speaks sometimes. Like, do you think Sutton's on anxiety medication? And Garcelle's like, we're mic'd up. Dude, we're mic'd up right now. Mm-hmm. That's a real one.
It's the picture for our questions tonight.
Is it?
Yeah.
That is such a glossed over big moment where it's like, that's a friend. That's somebody that's not going to blast their friend on TV.
Yep.
Everybody else take a note. Like, that was a great moment. But Kathy joins. I'll be honest with you. I fast forwarded.
Did you really?
The only things I got were that Erica's middle name is Nay.
Uh-huh.
Kathy's mad at Sutton for not sticking up for her on the interview.
She was. Really the only thing that you can get out of this is it seems like Sutton and Kathy talk a lot.
A lot. They're friends. Yeah.
They are actual friends that do talk a lot because Kathy even said something later like, oh, yeah, we talked about all of that.
Yep.
You felt bad about that when it came to the wallet comment. But it seems like her and Kathy are very good friends that talk all the time.
Yep.
Pretty interesting. The rest of it, you didn't really miss anything, honestly. You are correct.
When it
Erica's middle name is Nay. She did not divulge her last name, her actual last name. I'm sure it's very easy to figure it out.
Probably Google it.
You probably Google it very quickly.
Or Bing.
Yep. Or Bing or Ask Jeeves, whatever you guys want to do. No judgment here. But yeah, nothing else. Literally nothing else. And it seems like she's just going to be comedic relief.
Yep. And that's, what she's always done. I still think it's all a shtick. I think she knows exactly what she's doing.
I'm starting to see it a lot more your way.
Are you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's starting. I think that is technically her plan, but I don't think there's any real reason to it.
No, I don't think she has an agenda.
I don't think she has any agenda to doing it.
She just does
She's just like, whatever. I'm just going to do this.
I think she's so rich, powerful, and whatever that she just walks through life like, I'm just going to fuck around.
Yeah.
Like, I really think that's it, but I don't
blame
think
her
that's
for it,
really who she
honestly.
is. No, if I was that rich, I'd do the same thing. But let's get to Sutton. And we start with the word weaponize. And it really breaks down into the Dorit and Sutton and them going back and forth. And it's the night of after the sisterhood thing. Now everyone's at that event. And
hold on, let me stop you for a sec.
Okay.
You've already said more words than Sutton said during the rest of this show.
Well, no, she talks up later.
Not a lot.
I'm curious.
I was waiting for the right time.
No, that's good though.
She put together about 3 sentences worth of words.
You can tell that she doesn't want to fuck with this one.
No.
She's trying to get out of this unscathed, and I don't think it's going to work. I'm pretty sure next episode she'll get into it.
That was like, I don't know.
Dorit's like, here she is.
Here's the lesser of two evils. I'm going to give you the option.
Okay.
Sutton defends herself. We've seen her try to defend herself a lot. Even Andy said it because Dorit
Sutton
had
can't
said
defend
it.
Sutton.
Sutton can't defend Sutton. It is awful to watch. It is
tough.
embarrassing. It is, what are you doing? Come on, just like piece a sentence together. Just put a thought out there.
She gets rattled.
She does. She gets rattled. Maybe it would have been better if she was on anxiety meds. Maybe Tilly could have helped her out there. I don't know. But it's either that or she sits there and just takes a beating.
Yeah.
Neither is appealing to me.
I would rather her try.
I don't care who it is. And I'm not even trying to be like a Sutton apologist because we've spent pretty much the whole season being like, she's got to stop. She's got to figure this shit out. Otherwise, she's really not going to work on this show.
We love Sutton, but like
Sutton herself, away from the show, fantastic, great woman. On the show, not fun to watch, just floundering. But I don't know what's worse. And if it was any other person on the cast just taking a verbal beating the whole time while no one else steps in to try to help out or try to change the subject or anything, it's just not fun to watch. It's not good TV.
Yeah, but she has to answer for some things. So I understand that this needs to
I get
happen.
why it has to happen, yeah.
But the first question is, did Bose overreact to Sutton's comment about Dorit being angry at her life?
Mm-hmm.
And Garcelle says, yeah, that was an overreaction. Bose like, why? Like, she said those words to hurt. Here's the thing about Sutton. I don't think that she was trying to, like, hurt Dorit. I think what she said was very hurtful.
I think it was also very true.
It's 100% true.
Yeah.
And I also think that things just come out of her mouth and it just happens. And I don't think it's malicious intent. It's a malicious thing to say. And I think after the fact, she's probably one of those people that as soon as it comes out of her mouth, she goes, fuck. Should have said that.
I agree with that.
Or maybe like that. Maybe it's a shower thought later, like, oh, damn it.
But there is a cause and effect when it comes to Sutton.
Yeah.
She wouldn't say something like that if you weren't going after her.
Right. And you're dropping C words left and right.
Yeah. And that's...
She matched your energy.
She just matched your energy. And look, I don't think that she should have stood up for Camille. I don't think that anybody really should have. That was actually kind of funny when Dorit called her out. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
All right, Dorit. This is smoking Dorit. I like this Dorit at this time. Didn't like her.
We did like Dorit at this time.
Yeah, we did definitely like Dorit at this time. But you did put Sutton into a corner, and she does say stupid shit. And this is just what happens every season. You put her in a corner, you start going after her. She says crazy shit to try to defend herself, and then you guys hone in on just those comments.
Correct.
So it's kind of unfair because you already know how she's going to react.
And you're waiting for her to slip, and then you're going to dig in on that one. And I'll tell you what I don't need. I really don't need this moving forward. That's not a good way to get someone to stop yelling. Bose, you had a solid season. I'm excited for season 2 of Bose. I am. I don't need the moral police on the show. I do not need the moral police.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said,
this isn't even the worst moral police.
No, it's not. There's a worse
The
one.
end of this is so much
there's a much worse one. But like, we don't need that.
Yeah.
Let it go. Let them hash it out. You know, again, not one person talked on Garcelle's behalf.
Yeah.
Not one person other than Garcelle is sticking up for Sutton. We don't need you.
We just watched Dorit and Kyle go after each other for a little while. Nobody stepped in.
Erica stepped in at one point. That's it. We don't need it. And when Erica stepped up, by the way, I said earlier, shut up. Stop. We don't need it.
Good old-fashioned gangbang.
Yeah. That's an inside joke. That's pretty well done. How long are you waiting to use that one?
It just popped in my head, actually.
Well played. Well played. But we get to the Sutton interrupting Jagger thing where Dorit was trying to talk about Jagger, asking about the divorce. Unbeknownst to us, production asked Sutton to step in. So that changes things a little. How she did it, brutal. Awful.
Yeah, absolutely
terrible.
brutal. But like the fact that this part of the segment was a good 4 or 5 minutes of talking about it
Yep.
just shows you where we are with this show.
There's nothing to talk about.
It was Andy explaining to Sutton that she could have done it in a nicer way, and then Dorit echoing that with way more words than needed to be said.
And Sutton agreeing.
And then Sutton saying, yeah, no, I thought back on that and it was wrong. Also, beknownst, is that a word? I guess
Unbeknownst. I guess if
Just
you're unbeknownst, then you're beknownst.
Beknownst to Dorit, it was production because she wasn't surprised at all when Sutton said, yeah, it was production that sent me in there to talk about it. She goes, so?
And she said, and?
Yeah. So you knew that it was that. And yes, Sutton did do it brutally.
Awful.
In the worst possible timing.
Yep.
But you did know that production was sending you in there to do that.
Yeah, so it's like... There's
that big of a deal.
No, none of it is.
None of
Nothing that
this
has
is.
happened on this whole goddamn reunion's a big deal.
That was 0 to 10, bro.
Because like that's the best way to say it. None of this matters. None of it's real shit. None of it's entertaining. None of it's like something I could sink my teeth into. It's this kind of shit. It's semantics. It's why did you say that when you said it and how you said it. I don't give a fuck. You guys say mean things. Go watch the early seasons.
I can't believe I'm saying this. This is just where my brain's going. Sutton should go with Garcelle. Tilly, get your own show. Get a standalone Tilly show. Sounds awesome to me.
Tilly, Sutton, and Garcelle.
Throw all of the rest of those women in the show together because you can't get rid of them for whatever reason.
Let those three spin off.
Bring Rita back.
Fox Force 5.
Hold on, I got one more addition for you.
Good.
Throw in Diana Jenkins too.
I'm in.
I'm locked in.
I'm absolutely in. Wait.
Then I think
wait.
because I just for whatever reason I just imagined
I want
Diana
this clean.
licking her lips.
I want you to start from the top and say the cast and tell me why, because I like this.
Okay. All right. So cast currently.
Yeah.
Minus Garcelle and Sutton.
Okay.
add in Rinna.
Okay.
Tilly can go do her own show,
Got
as
it.
I said, and then throw in Diana Jenkins.
Hell yeah.
That's a show.
I'm so locked in for this.
They
show.
turn on each other fast.
Immediately.
And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I think it's just because my mind wanders going through all of this, because I know what Sutton's going to be able to try to ramble together some sort of defense, and it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be very ugly, actually. I, for whatever reason, imagine Diana Jenkins sitting there going after Dorit back and forth, licking her lips and smiling at her, and Dorit losing her fucking mind.
And
I didn't like Diana Jenkins at all.
We hate Diana Jenkins.
I think that she did too much, and she was kind of annoying. But if you
mean.
throw her in with that group, I don't like anybody else. I actively do not like the rest of the cast. I would not even hate watch that. I just don't like them, and I'd watch them try to implode on each other.
I'm in for this show.
That would be electric.
That's a good show. And you can honestly send Garcelle.
Plus we get Asher back.
We would get songs again. Yay. We get our Christmas songs back. I'm down for that show. I think that's a good. Sorry to cut you off. I just wanted you to lay it all out there for us, because I think that's a good idea. That's how you save it. But I think it gets, brushed over a lot when she does this. But like the Miss Manners thing, Dorit's Southern accent is extremely bad and also very, very insulting, because it's like you're implying that anybody with a Southern draw is dumb.
Yeah, dumb and slow is what I got from what she was going for.
Yeah, it's like, bro, that's fucking mean to lots of people. Like, I just don't understand when she gets her Southern twang. It's like so condescending. I'm like, you lose when you start doing this shit. Like when you start the accents, when you get over the top, like you're losing this interaction, and you're going up against somebody that's very easy to beat.
Yeah.
And yet you're still not coming out of this clean. That's not easy to do. But
somebody who we know going into this reunion was very nervous because she knew what was coming her way. And she knows that she has no defense. And yeah, we agree. There are a lot of things that she has to answer for, but those answers are not going to be entertaining. It's not going to be fun to watch. It's just never fun to watch somebody just get beat down.
No, on any show.
And look, again, like Steele just said, none of this matters. Nothing that happened on this show this season really matters. It's not that deep. There's a couple of comments here and there that, you can ask her about, but you do not need to berate any one person with no backup or no defense for themselves.
10 minutes.
For 10 minutes. It just goes on for so long. There's nothing light and fun and airy about this show.
You start to feel like heavy, and you're like, oh, all right, that's enough. Like, all right, settle down. Like, we don't need to keep going. And Sutton owns it at the end of it. She's like, look, I did it poorly. I'm sorry. And Dorit's like, deliberately. You haven't said 2 words since you've been up here. Where's the beady-eyed mean Sutton I saw all season? And Sutton's like, where's Dorit that says the C word? She's like, I'm right here. I'm like, you haven't said it yet.
Yep.
So, nuh-uh.
Prove it.
Prove it. But the fucking worst way to wrap this show up was the wallet comment, and how insane people's reactions to it are.
Here's a headline for you. A bunch of rich women. I almost said bitches. Oh God.
Don't. He didn't say it.
Didn't say it. I almost said it.
He didn't.
And
he's not saying they are. It just flowed, right?
Yeah, it just flows. It's a good headline. A bunch of rich women get offended because one woman says she's richer than the other. Oh no.
Good.
Clutch my pearls.
Oh,
literally
sweet.
clutch my pearls.
Literally.
Oh,
the way that Kyle reacted, Sutton, why do you want to be friends with this woman?
I don't know.
I will never understand it. She's
friends
like,
with the better Richard sister.
Yes, you got Kathy. You don't need Kyle. Like, what are we doing? She's like, I thought it was a terrible comment. Honestly, I was shocked. What about the after show? Oh, when she doubled down, it was disgusting. She fucking said that she's richer. This show used to be built on wealth. When did we come in acting like a bunch of poor people? We at home watching are poor. We don't want to hear that you're affected because someone said my wallet's bigger than yours. Guess what, Dorit? It is. It is. So just take it. This used to be what the show was about. I have more than you. Haha. Fuck you. Look at all my shit. That was what we wanted to see. Now you get in trouble for saying it to the point where it's like, that was horrible. I can't believe you even said that.
And also, here's the other thing. Yes, Sutton did say that, 3 months before this was aired? And yeah, she did double down in the after show. Again, 3 months before this was aired. Great. Dorit's rehearsed. She's got all these little one-liners talking about the house. You don't have a house.
The fact that she said, it's not like you're living like the Queen of Sheba. You live on a fucking main road. And she made sure to emphasize and you know why I know she practiced? Because the way that she says fucking main road was identical both times. I'm like, you've been practicing this line. And Andy's like, so you're criticizing her for having street front property in Bel Air? It's on a main fucking road. And my house is filled with love.
Yeah, sure.
Your house is empty.
Your house is depressing except for that weird shrine to PK.
Which is also depressing.
Yeah.
Your husband hates you. He's in London not talking to his children. Where's the love? This is a mean thing I'm saying. I'm sorry. But that was the most ridiculous comment you could have said. I'm not saying that you and your kids don't love each other. You seem like a great mom. Not going to dig on you there. But for you to stand on, I have a better home that is being foreclosed upon as we speak.
What's the reasoning behind her continuing to go?
I don't know.
Sutton's not saying anything. She's not even defending herself at this point. You bring up the house. You talk about her street front property in Bel Air.
Ooh.
She just sits there and she's like,
Wait, say that
Tilly,
again.
Street front property in Bel Air.
Trying to shit on that.
Trying to shit on that while Tilly's just eating snacks, which is
great.
fucking
The
incredible.
Tilly reactions.
I've never seen anybody eat snacks.
She needs
Just hanging
a
out.
little window at the
But
bottom
like
of the
even
screen.
Tilly's like are we really doing this? Like Sutton is not speaking up and defending herself. She's not coming back at you. She doesn't have any quips. She's not furthering what she had already said. She's not asking questions about your house. No one's talking about your house. You talked about her house. Why are you now flipping back to saying, I love my house. It's full of love? Nobody asked. Nobody asked. But you're opening yourself up to a world of shit online, which I wish people online were way more astute and not just idiots. Because everybody's like, oh my God, she skewered her. It's like, that was
Dorit skewered Sutton?
Sutton, yeah.
No,
It
she
was
didn't. She skewered herself.
just annoying to watch. The whole thing. I think they were like, oh my God, like she really held her feet to the fire. Shut up.
No, she didn't.
It was tough to watch.
It was
Nobody
a whiff.
enjoyed watching that.
She whiffed.
If you did, and you're sitting at home and you're like, wow, that was a great call. It wasn't. Just Sutton didn't say a word to speak up. So leave her alone. Who the fuck cares? Nobody likes to watch anybody get beat down like that. But Dorit opening this up, your house is foreclosed. Your husband hates you, like you said. Yeah, you've got kids. It could be filled with love. Fine. Sutton's just living her life over there.
In Bel Air.
Yeah.
With
What are you
$350K a month.
It's insane.
It's just wacky. And no, to anybody that says that Dorit ate, that was a massive whiff because she brought it back to her house.
Yeah.
And like her house is quite literally empty because it was foreclosed upon and probably at auction.
It's also ugly.
Yes.
I like Sutton's way better.
Yeah, it's not even a competition. So no, Dorit didn't win anything. Dorit buried herself and Sutton didn't do shit. But she starts to defend right at the end because Dorit hits a nerve. And this one will always strike Sutton. And I know that because we've seen it happen multiple times. The superiority thing. You think you're better than. She's like, I don't feel superior. This line was wild. I don't know what this means. You're used to buying people. I'm like,
What does that mean?
what? We haven't really... I mean, she's given some gifts, but like,
Sure.
we haven't seen like grand gestures of like, will you be my friend? Here's a Louis Vuitton.
And that's the
boat
problem with the
purse.
rest of the cast. Like, that is such an outlandish statement. Everyone in the cast is like, ooh, what does that mean? Ooh. Like, we're not
nothing.
like, what the fuck does that mean, Dorit? What are
Yeah.
you trying to say?
The only one that
Spit it
says
out.
that. And hopefully, if Sutton rallies and has a solid episode 3 and does defend,
Yeah. I don't think she will.
I don't think so either. I'm not holding out hope for that one, but maybe. Because she does at the very end, she's like, who have I tried to buy? Honey. And then Dorit's like, oh, here she comes. Here she comes. I'm like, you think you just fucking killed this whole thing. And you had one good moment with Kyle and immediately retracted it by bending the knee to Kyle after she said one manipulative thing. So no, honey, you didn't win. Nobody on this show won.
Yep.
This was brutal. Let's get to some questions.
From Koya Baby, which Dorit is the real Dorit? Pre or post accent? The public hate is a result of her phoniness.
Yep.
I don't really know which is the real Dorit anymore.
Who cares? But the public hate is, yeah, that's correct. She brought all this shit on herself because she made so many strides early, and I think she got a big head. I think she knew she was doing all right and then went haywire from there.
Yeah, for sure. This is funny. From Lem Vibes, who is the harder job working for a housewife? Sutton's assistant Avi or Erica's team of lawyers?
Eric's team of lawyers.
Definitely Erica's team of lawyers.
Avi and Sutton is like kind of a love-hate relationship, it seems
Yeah.
like.
From It's Sin, would you want Tilly as a full-time housewife?
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Her own fucking show.
Yep. Ooh, from J Bay the Hut 713, what's your go-to candy?
Oh, probably Reese's. If we're just going like straight up.
Really can't, like I always felt like chocolate was outside of the candy realm.
Oh, are we talking like
I guess candy bar? Yeah,
I'm not a big candy guy.
Yeah, no.
I like chocolate like peanut
Nerds
butter.
rope. You like your Nerds
I'll
rope?
go with the Nerds rope. I will, but
I like the gummy clusters, the Nerds gummy clusters.
those are solid.
Yeah,
But like I don't
I'm
like
with you though.
I have a thing where like I don't like the sugary feeling.
I don't like sour candy almost at all.
I do like sour candy, but again, it does the same thing. When I eat candy, it leaves that like sugary feeling in your mouth. I hate that. I really don't like that. So I don't really fuck with candy. But chocolate and like peanut butter chocolate, anything, like yes, I'll eat all of that.
Yeah. From Myra Isn't Back. Why do you think Garcelle did the whole reunion just to not take a picture in the end?
I think we're gonna find out next.
I think we're going to find out. I do think, and we kind of alluded to that earlier, I do think that she's going to be involved in some way, shape, or form in the third episode that's going to just kind of piss her off even more, and she's just going to not want to do it.
Yeah, I think we'll see exactly what happens.
I don't think it's just built up from the first part of the reunion because
No.
it's like 4 hours later.
There's going to be one more thing that's kind of the last straw, I believe.
Yeah. From Brooke Quatney, will Kyle admit that she used Morgan to make herself interesting? She'll never admit that, but
She won't admit
She
anything.
did.
She won't even admit that she texted
Yeah.
PK. Like what?
Yep, this is not a question. From Kara Miriam Woods. Just happy to see Andy finally call out all the bullshit with Kyle.
He did a solid job. He could have done better at like you said, like the follow-ups.
I think he realized the same time that we did, she's not going to actually answer.
There's no reason to keep going. Yeah, maybe.
For credibility's sake, you have to ask those questions because Andy does get called out a lot in the reunions. But I think at some point when you get through all of that and she's still not actually answering, fuck it.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, what are we doing? We got to move the show along. But the fact that we have to do one more of these, I haven't felt like this since OC 2 years ago.
But here's the thing. We're going to feel good at like next
it's over.
episode. We actually have a good list of ideas that Bravo will not do because they don't listen to us for whatever reason.
Yeah, we don't get it.
But we'll have an air about us that's like, thank God this is over.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Unless it's really bad, and then we won't.
Yeah.
But anyway, you got anything else?
Nope.
That's our show. Bro's got to go.